In the past, I have looked at numerous cartoons that air on completely different channels in other parts of the world compared to what we are used to here in the United States. Although this is a topic that I've been deeply fascinated with for quite a while, and you guys really enjoyed the first two videos that I made on this topic, I regret to inform you all that this will most likely be the final video I will ever make on this topic. With that said, I do want to end this trilogy off with a bang, so I hope you enjoyed the video, even if it is the final video I'll make on this topic. Before I begin, I just want to say that if you have not seen the first two videos on this topic, then I heavily recommend you do so because, well, why would you watch part 3 before watching parts 1 or 2? And if you enjoy all 3 videos, then be sure to like and subscribe to the channel as it would be greatly appreciated. With that said, let us dive right in to our first cartoon. I believe Avatar: The Last Airbender needs no introduction. It is one of the most critically acclaimed animated shows of all time, and I don't think there's anything that I can say about it that nobody else has already said about the show. Except for one thing. Most of us know Avatar: The Last Airbender as a Nickelodeon staple. However, in one part of the world, there is another network that the show aired on. In Finland, Avatar: The Last Airbender aired on Fox Kids. The only proof that I have of this is an advertisement from around 2013. Yes, 2013. I never grew up watching Fox Kids, and I know next to nothing about it. I'm sure there's people watching this that have fond childhood memories of it, but I never grew up with it, and even then I don't think I ever could, because Fox Kids shut down in the US in 2002, and it shut down in Europe in 2004. So it was more of a 90s thing than a 2000s thing, so it's not really surprising that I never grew up with it and I know nothing about it. However, I do know for a fact that seeing Avatar: The Last Airbender here is very out of place, considering how much we all know that show as one of Nickelodeon's greatest shows. Apparently, in Finland, Fox Kids lasted all the way up until 2019. So in the US, Fox Kids shut down in 2002, in Europe it shut down in 2004, and in Finland it stayed alive all the way up until 2019, which is really crazy to think about. Again, this advertisement is the only proof that I have of Avatar airing on Fox Kids, and obviously I can't show any footage of it, I can only show screenshots. But regardless, it is interesting to see a beloved Nickelodeon show like Avatar: The Last Airbender not only air on a different network that's not Nickelodeon, but also air on a network that in most parts of the world shut down before Avatar even first premiered. While we're at it, I might as well just throw in a bonus, just because. After stumbling upon this commercial, I came across a compilation of different Fox Kids Latin American commercials from 2004, and as you could see from the thumbnail, yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong here. Now, in the first video that I made of this series, I talked about how in some parts of the world, like Spain and the Czech Republic and presumably other places as well, that the Fairly OddParents aired on Disney Channel instead of Nickelodeon. Well, it appears that in Latin America, the Fairly OddParents aired on Fox Kids, which is a very interesting sight to see. Again, there's not a lot of footage of the show airing on Fox Kids out there. I managed to come across a few like screenshots taken from different commercial compilations, and I even managed to find an entire commercial in these compilations, but that's all that I could find. Even if there isn't a whole lot for me to work with, it's still very interesting to see 2 Nickelodeon shows air on a network that's not Nickelodeon. Especially a network that here in the United States was a mostly 90s thing and not really, 2000s. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of stuff to say anymore about these 2 shows, so we're just gonna go ahead and move on to our next cartoon. This next segment is going to be considerably shorter than the other 2 segments because there isn't really a whole lot for me to say about it, but I will try to make it as entertaining as possible. Arthur is yet another one of those cartoons that needs no introduction, and again, I don't really know what I could say about it that hasn't been said by so many other people already. Except for one thing. Here in the United States, we associate Arthur with PBS Kids, but in the United Kingdom, Arthur aired on Nickelodeon. Again, there isn't really a whole lot of footage that I could find for this. I managed to come across a couple commercials, and I managed to find a small 20-second snippet of an episode, but that's about it. Honestly, Arthur airing on Nickelodeon isn't really like that weird, to be honest. I mean, I guess it's a little strange that it's on regular Nickelodeon and not Nick Jr., but that's it otherwise. I don't know why. I know this sounds weird, but for me, Arthur airing on Nickelodeon in the UK kind of makes sense. It's just this super specific thing, but it just works for some reason. Now, I have no idea how long the show ran on Nickelodeon for, because most of the clips and whatnot that I found of the show airing on Nickelodeon, they come from the really early 2000s, like around 2000 and 2001. And this is important information because we all know that Arthur ran for a very long time, from 1996 to 2022. I tried going on the Nickelodeon UK website as it is currently without using the Wayback Machine, however I could find nothing relating to Arthur at all. I then tried going on the Wayback Machine and going like to earlier versions of the Nickelodeon UK website, but I couldn't find anything, so it's unknown how long Arthur ran on Nickelodeon in the UK. Again, I'm sorry for this part being very brief, but there isn't really a whole lot for me to say about this. It's not that weird. I mean, I guess it's a little bizarre to see Arthur on Nickelodeon, but it's not really, you know, it's bizarre, but it's not Simpsons airing on Cartoon Network in the Philippines bizarre, if you get what I'm saying. With that said, I do want to move on to the final segment, so let's go ahead and do that. And believe me, as per tradition, I saved the most bizarre one for last. In part 2, I talked about how Nickelodeon Germany was a goldmine for this sort of thing. Adventure Time, The Amazing World of Gumball, Johnny Test, and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic all aired on Nickelodeon in Germany. Well, as it turns out, Nickelodeon Germany might have some competition. Who's the competitor? Disney Channel Germany. That's right. Now, originally this segment was only going to be for one cartoon, and that's it. That cartoon in question being We Bare Bears, which I'll admit I've never seen and I know almost nothing about it, but I know it as a Cartoon Network show. But that's not the case in Germany. It aired on Disney in Germany and not Cartoon Network. The only proof that I have of this is an advertisement for the show, and that's it. I tried using the Wayback Machine to see if I could find any more details on We Bare Bears airing on Disney, but unfortunately I was unable to find anything. And that's when I decided to look for like the social media of Disney Channel Germany. The first thing I did was went on their YouTube page. I was not ready for some of the stuff that I was about to witness. In addition to We Bare Bears, the following shows all air on Disney in Germany. My Little Pony, which this isn't Friendship is Magic. I have no idea what this is. I'm not a brony, nor do I ever intend on becoming one. I have no idea what this is, but I know My Little Pony is not a Disney thing, so there's that. A Kung Fu Panda cartoon. A Boss Baby cartoon, which, keep in mind, these are both DreamWorks properties. Just think about that. 2 cartoons based on 2 DreamWorks movies air on Disney. Apparently, at one point in time, there was a Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs cartoon, which, okay, that exists, I guess, and it aired on Disney in Germany. Now, keep in mind that Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a Sony movie. So that's another cartoon that's based on an animated movie from a rival studio airing on Disney. And then finally, you have Friends. Yeah, Friends. I know that Friends is not a cartoon, but this is too bizarre for me to not include. Friends is on Disney. Friends is like, I've never seen it. I know nothing about it. Doesn't really look like my kind of show, but it feels weird seeing it on Disney. You know, let's just take some time to acknowledge all of the classic and iconic Disney Channel sitcoms that we have gotten throughout the years. That's So Raven, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, Friends. Ah yes, my favorite Disney show. Much like with The Simpsons airing on Cartoon Network in the Philippines, I am guaranteeing that this is like an altered, like clean version of Friends, because I imagine Friends does have like adult themes in it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's like, it's kind of okay for kids to watch it. I have no idea, honestly. But in the chance that there's edits and whatever, that makes it even more interesting. My favorite thing is that Disney doesn't even have a late night, program block thing, whatever. Like, how Nickelodeon has Nick at Night, Cartoon Network has Adult Swim. Disney doesn't have anything like that. So you could just be watching Phineas and Ferb or whatever, and then out of nowhere, boom, it turns to Friends. Such a weird thing. I don't know what's weirder, the fact that Friends aired on Disney Channel in Germany, or the fact that 2 cartoons based on 2 DreamWorks movies aired on Disney in Germany. I mean, to be fair, here in the United States, it's not that different. A few years ago, there was this Hotel Transylvania cartoon, and it aired on Disney in the US, despite Hotel Transylvania being, a Sony movie. But it just feels extra weird for DreamWorks because of the established rivalry that Disney and DreamWorks used to have, and arguably they're currently having it now again, thanks to how good Puss in Boots was when compared to most of Disney and Pixar's recent outings. Before I wrap things up, I just want to say that I did indeed check for it, and unfortunately, no, Cartoon Network Germany isn't really that bizarre. There's no weird out of place shows that air on Cartoon Network Germany. It's perfectly normal. Honestly, a shame that the Holy Trinity will never be complete, but well, things happen. To think that I discovered all of this, to think that I originally just wanted to do research on this one cartoon and try to find, proof that it aired on Disney, extra proof in addition to that one advertisement I brought up earlier, and I end up coming across a gold mine of this sort of stuff. Seriously, 2 DreamWorks shows on Disney. That's just such a weird thing, I swear. That will never not be weird to me, okay? I'm sorry. Anyways, that's about it. I'm sorry, but this will be the final main video in this series. I know you guys really like these videos and you find this to be an interesting topic, but I'm gonna have to stop making these videos after this one because it's honestly getting kind of repetitive trying to think of new stuff to say regarding these. I didn't even bother trying with Arthur on Nickelodeon. What am I supposed to say about that? Honestly. And also, making these videos has become a chore, just trying to find, information, trying to find proof that these shows aired on these networks. It's a hassle. To make up for this though, I have one final video planned. I know that I said this would be the last video, but this is the last main video to have more than one cartoon together. This next video will only focus on one cartoon, and it's actually one that really interests me for a multitude of reasons. I was originally going to put it into this video, however I decided it would be better if it was its own separate video, so yeah, there you go. I don't know when that video is going to come out. I don't know if I'm going to make that my next video or if I'm going to save it for later, because making these videos, it's a chore to make these videos, and honestly I want to focus on something else for the time being and and then when the time comes I make this video, this 4th and final video. But I'm still deciding, I'm still debating. Maybe I'll make it next, maybe I won't, maybe I'll save it for later. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I hope you enjoyed this trilogy of videos, and now you've learned a lot of cursed knowledge that you can never unlearn. Sorry not sorry. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like, and if you're new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing, as it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Adios.